Moving on, I would like to now request another yogi to come on dais, Mr. Manoj Kumar, who is the chief guest of the evening and the CEO of Nandi Foundation Mahindra Group, a Robert McNamara Fellow of World Bank, who could have scaled great heights in his career in States, but decided to come back to India and serve the nation. And through his efforts as Nanni Kali and Nandi organization, they've been able to touch more than 14 states and 5 million girl students in primary education. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you proudly Manoj Kumar, the CEO of Nandi Foundation.
Respected Dr. Pranav Pandya ji, the host for the day, if I may say so, MBS Raju Garu, my friend Anjali and her father who made me come here, Sri Ram Raju Garu, my fellow traveler David Hogg, I see a lot of other distinguished guests and elders in the audience, artists who performed today, the musicians particularly, and the other yogic artists, the Diya volunteers who have been backstage and invisible. I think they particularly deserve a round of applause even before I speak. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for making Hyderabad proud that you turned out in such large numbers, skipping possibly an IPL match today. Hyderabad has today become Hydra good. Thank you. I shall start my very short talk, maybe barely a few minutes, with a corrigendum or an errata. For some reason I have been referred to wrongly as the chief guest. I could well be the chief guest because I cost nothing, but definitely not the chief guest. I would like to say that the chief guest of the day is the idea that Dr. Pandya ji presented, that you need that thought to transform yourself. So let's honor the chief guest and take the chief guest with us. Let's transform the way we think, in case you didn't do it by now. I will be telling you very, very short 3 stories. All the 3 short stories are from 3 places which have names with the letter K. They are places you probably have never been, may never be going to, but I think they are stories that you should know. One is a place called Kalahandi in Orissa. Kalahandi is known even now as the famine capital of India. It is said that the rats, the rodents in Kalahandi are obese and the children are malnourished there. Because you have FCI godowns in Kalahandi which have rotten food grains which the rodents feed on. 25 years ago, I had the chance to be in Kalahandi as a banker though, to go with a team to understand why in certain villages only women live. There are no men. So when we were there, as part of a team comprising of people from the World Bank, the ILO, etc., we narrowed down to a village for detailed understanding from the leftover women there on the plight of the villagers. We found that all the men had migrated for work and the women were left to fend for themselves in whichever way they could as far as feeding themselves were concerned. Many depended on the wind to bring mango seeds which they can boil and drink. Dr. Pandya ji was telling me and Anjali just now that in his university jeans is not allowed. And I should tell you that those were the heady days where consumerism was beginning to catch up, and yours truly had never worn a jeans till then and was aspiring to wear one. So I'm in this village getting maximum insights from a woman who looked maybe 80 years, should have been 40, God knows. And she explained the plight of how not a single opportunity to work, opportunity to earn, opportunity to eat had come their way. Nature also was very harsh. We learned from her that she was living alone with her 20-year-old daughter. One of us was a photographer and a photojournalist. So at the end of the conversation, we asked her if we could have a picture of her with her daughter. She went inside what was supposedly called a house. It was an apology of a hut, to be precise. She came back and said, "My daughter is not willing to come for the photograph." We forced her again, and then after a few minutes, the daughter came back and the mother didn't come. This kind of a musical chair lasted 2-3 times till a lady in our group, as usual they have better sense, intervened and asked the mother what the problem was. We had by then presumed that they were not liking the idea of a photograph and that we should leave them with their privacies respected. And then the mother sobbingly told us that between the mother and the daughter they have only one piece of cloth to wear, so they can't come out together. For those of you still haven't got your favorite jeans, remember this woman in Koraput and the daughter who couldn't come out together for a photograph. The second story is from Karhal block in Madhya Pradesh district, Madhya Pradesh. It's in the Chambal Valley, where people know Chambal Valley for the Bandit Queen movie and Phulan Devi. So this is a story 10 years ago. It's a much briefer story. It's the story where we were trying to find out why girls are not going to school in Chambal region even 10 years ago in India. And as we were traveling across barren lands and reached parts of Karhal block, we saw a group of girls and boys happily playing, trying to eat something from a plate. So we had to stop the car, go deep inside to see what they were up to. We found a bunch of girls. There were no boys. It looked they were boys, that's all. Together sitting and eating a dead crow. That was their meal for the last few days. It's a different story that lot of youngsters like you came around, and in the last 10 years, there is not a single girl in Karhal block who is not going to school today. The third story is about a survey we were doing in tribal district of Koraput in Orissa, and there were so many eminent economists and experts, and we were trying to find out the exact definition of poverty line by doing a detailed survey. How do you describe somebody is poor? You know, I'm sure most of us will agree we are all poor sitting here, because we are poorer than somebody else. So who is really the poor? That was the discussion. And so we had questionnaires prepared by economists, anthropologists, sociologists, and we were doing whole day in groups with students, with youngsters, with experts, what we call as administering questionnaires to get insight. Then this data will be fed in and we would get probably the definition, whether it is 2,340 calories per day or 2,600 calories per day to define poverty line. So towards the end of the day, a very old tribal woman with a sickle in her hand called me and two others by the side and said, we are very amused by so many of you in Koraput, in this tribal hamlet. Can you please tell us why you are asking so many questions? And then at pains we explained the whole idea of why the nation wants to know what is the definition of poverty line and what should be the right one. Mind you, we did a good job of explaining it. She had a hearty laugh and said, I wish you told this early morning, my son. I could have explained this to you. You didn't have to do all these questions. She paused and then in her own way she explained charmingly, poverty is not knowing when the next meal comes from. So ladies and gentlemen, we are a country of tremendous opportunity, tremendous strength, almost tremendous unrealized potential on one hand. We continue to increase the number of Indians in the Forbes billionaires list every year. And we continue to have the world record in a number of other sad fields also, like the largest number of malnourished children in the world, the largest probably number of atrocities against women. Many of you do not know the fact that India not only has the world's largest number of malnourished children, that 95% of the malnourished children are children of small farmers. It's an irony that a small farmer who gives you food every day has a malnourished child himself. To be precise, herself. Farmers are women and we treat them as men. So the challenge before us is how can we harness the power of the youth, the power of our minds to a collective action to reduce what I call as this ovarian lottery. We are here today because we are fortunate to be born to a certain sets of wombs. If we were born elsewhere to extremely poor families, we wouldn't have had the privilege of listening to Dr. Pandya ji or the privilege of wearing or eating a lot of things that we are accustomed to. We don't think how we became lucky to be born where we were born today. We continue to battle the relative poverty of our minds. I want us to remind ourselves that India is in an extraordinarily strong position today to do anything that we wish to do. I'll tell you why. The median age of India today is 29 years. We have 450 million people between the age of 15 and 34 years. It is more than the population of a number of countries that you can add. 450 million people between the age of 15 and 34. If we can do even an iota of change in their minds to do something for others, some service for others who missed the ovarian lottery, who missed the luck to be born like them in a good family, I think India will become a superpower by itself. We need nothing more. We just saw the flexibility of the human body as demonstrated by these wonderful students. We saw the flexibility of the human mind that Dr. Pandya ji very eruditely elucidated to us just now. What I am going to call to you is to show the flexibility of your heart to do something for others. If we can do that, and if we can promise to change your mind, and thereby touch your heart to do something for someone. Let me tell you, it can be anything. And since I have been an eternal salesperson of selling love and asking others to do something, never mind whatever, instead of giving a menu of infinite options, I always say the code word is me, M-E. M stands for mother, E stands for earth. If you can take care of Mother Earth and do the Sandhi Viched and see mother to represent all the women in the universe and see them as mothers, and do something for a girl, an adolescent woman, adolescent girl, or a woman with respect, you will create a new society. Same way, if you cannot have the time to do anything because we have so many messages to read, Instagrams to post, Facebook updates to do, I'm sure there is absolutely no time left in today's world. The phone has become smarter than us. And that's why it's called a smartphone, as you know. In today's world, if you have nothing left as time for you, plant a tree. If possible, a fruit-bearing tree. Somebody will get the fruit someday. If you can do either of these, just once, let me tell you, Pandyaji was talking about addiction of tobacco. This is an addiction you will enjoy. And once you start getting the excitement of the tree that you planted bearing fruit for someone else, and the girl that you help to educate becoming a woman of substance tomorrow, this addiction will become infectious. India needs the addiction to serve others. Thank you.
Before I invited Mr. Manoj, I went to him and approached him asking if he will be running a PowerPoint presentation. And he told me that he never used a PowerPoint presentation across his life, and would like to quote Financial Times, December 2013, which said that in the coming future there will be 25 young Indians to look upon. And he is one among them, and that's why he may be so powerful that he never uses anything but his heart to speak to others' hearts. Big round of applause for Mr. Manoj. What we can offer to you, sir, in return is invite you to Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya. Do visit us and share your expertise with us, because there is a rural management, rural development model which we have come up with, and under the guidance of our Param Puji Gurudev, who spoke about ideal villages. How can we create ideal villages? How can we do women empowerment programs? So what he spoke as me, we talk about we, women empowerment, and this me, Mother Earth, has really become a takeaway for all of us. And one common takeaway which all of us can take is be born again. The essence of Diya is being born again. Every moment can I really be born again and take my life forward in the righteous direction. So with this churning of minds, let us put our hands together for ourselves once, because we have actually become Hydra good, as Mr. Manoj said. Friends, we are privileged that we have with us Anjali Rudraraju today with us. She's herself a social transformer and a young role model, because at one stage she was working as a professional in New York, and then she decided to change and stop her continuing her career over there and move into social entrepreneurship, and not by chance but by making right choices. And therefore she founded Miti and Mango Nation, and is also the co-founder of My Choices. So making the right choice for making life more meaningful, and their program involves again women as a life. You know, how can we really bring change in the lives of the daughters of this country? I request Anjali to quickly, in 2 minutes, tell us what motivated you, ma'am, to exactly bring this change in yourself and this thought transformation, maybe in 2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. And okay, that's one exciting participant. I'd like to thank Mr. M.S. Raju, the Diya group, and everyone for actually considering me. I can't believe I'm here. But also my father, who said I should be here, otherwise there's no other way out. So I'm here today, and actually the opportunity to talk to the youth is something that I wanted to take upon myself. So briefly, since I have 2 minutes, I just want to tell you that I've started 2 organizations, one with a partner, one is called My Choices, and it helps women who go through domestic violence. As you know, in India, 60% of the homes actually experience domestic violence. Domestic violence is violence in the household that majorly happens against women and children. Now, we don't look at it that closely or consider it as a major issue because it's not reported in the police most of the time. Now, My Choices was started by me and a partner. Her name is Elke Grobler. She's from South Africa. She's a dreamer who came here and moved here and wanted to start this together. We incidentally met and started this 3 years ago. And I came back to India 4 years ago. So we met and then we decided that we'll start this organization. And today we have grassroots level 60 peacemakers working on the ground. And we've handled close to 3,500 cases in the last 3 years. We've had a 77% success rate, which I think is, pretty, we thought it was impossible to achieve, but then we realized that by providing counseling, it's not a Mahila Mandal concept where you sit down and fight and punish someone, but actually doing something peacefully and having people communicate and sit with each other, talk about what's right and wrong, right? We're talking about thought transformation here today. So that's what we apply on a daily basis. We have a great set of counselors who actually work with families and have handled all these cases. So it's not me, it's actually the people on the ground that are doing most of the work today. We also handle awareness programs with schools and also sustainability programs to a large extent. Now, the second organization that I started is called Mitti and Mango Nation. That's more about sustainable farming. One of my teachers is sitting right here, David Hogg. And I myself, I'm very much a hands-on farmer who works with the soil, and I also help others, teach them, and I run my own farm, and it's completely sustainable over the last 2 years. Now, a lot of people come up to me and say, well, you're educated, and you've worked for so long, and you're just doing this out of time pass, passion, right? And then I say, no, actually, I wake up every morning and think, I'm excited to do something, and that's the change that actually made sense to me. Now, to answer the question about what actually transformed the thought, right? Pranav Pandya ji was talking about cultivating thoughts. Now, I was in the corporate field and made enough money, enough in the sense, enough to live a simple life for many, many years. And, but if I want to live a very luxurious life, I didn't have enough money. But I had enough. I've built enough of a network and had enough connections, but I was tired of just going to work, coming back without a sense of purpose. Yes, I was making money, but that wasn't enough. You're fighting for promotions, you're fighting to, what next? What next level do I want to get to? What do I do with that when I come to the end of life? That's not an achievement really. It's like, what have I really done? It's not about getting a name or reputation, but it's about self-respect and prospecting on your life and growing up accordingly. But I'll be honest, I was lost because I didn't know. Because when you're stuck in a place and you're doing it and you're not enjoying it, you can't think clear. So I actually left my job when the economy was down. I'm not boasting, it wasn't a sacrifice I made, it was a choice I made. And I came back, and then my father asked me, why are you here? What are you going to do? He's a philanthropist himself, and he's inspired me since a child to always think about another person. And I could help him, I am always there to help him, but then he's like, you do your own thing, you have your own mind, you have your own processes to think about. So I actually took a break. I went trekking to the Himalayas. I went to Arunachal Pradesh, I went to Ladakh, I went to the most remote places where cars or people can't easily access. But that's where the rawness of people is. People are actually happy in these small villages. The animals, the nature, everything is so positive, and you look at the mountains and you're just like, I'm just a small human being. What I am, it doesn't matter to anyone, whether I'm a VP, I'm a principal, or whatever it is, to the end of the day, what kind of a person I am is what's important. So then I started thinking, okay, let me think in the direction of what makes me feel good. One is to make woman think about making her own choices. And the second one is nature, you know. I mean, we don't respect it. If we start thinking of a land as something that we use and get the most out of it, you're not going to respect it, right? That's why organic farming, because it's the most holistic way that we can help nature as well as fulfill our lives in a lot of ways. And I think the farmer has always been the most misused person that I've seen, and that really hurts. You see in the news that it's either their name comes up during elections or there's some kind of bad news with crop failures and what's happening with farmers. I want to see more positive stories. Mine is a positive story because I work on the soil. Yeah, I have bad days, but to the end of the day, I don't look at the land as something I use. It's something that I take care of, I nourish it, and it gives me back unconditionally. How much ever it gives me back. And that's the beauty of it. I mean, if there are no farmers left, what are we going to eat food from, right? The least we could do is respect them and then learn to grow our own food to a large extent so that we can bring health into our lives, we can think clearly, and also help others in the process. So those are my two ambitions in life, and that I've brought to reality to a small extent. Of course, it's not changing the world, but I think it's one step at a time that if we change, there'll be two more people, maybe two more people in this audience who can think differently. Okay? Thank you.
Thanks, Anjali ji. I'm reminded of my Gurudev after listening to her success story. He defined what is success. And Pujya Gurudev used to say, if at the end of the day when you're hitting your bed to sleep, if your inner conscience can pat your back and say, yes, you did the right things, you made the right choices. Were my choices right or not? If your soul says yes, this is a success for you. Be it anything you have lost in the day, but if your soul is at ease, the day was successful. May we all reach to that success every night when we go and do a self-introspection and find, yes, we were doing something good. Quickly, I'll take 2 more minutes with the permission of Honorable Dr. Pranav Pandya ji and the guest today, and would like to request Mr. Ravindra, who is himself a social transformer on value-based education. There is so much of commonality on this platform today, because the women empowerment we spoke about, the rural development we spoke about. Mr. Ravindra, is he here with us? I request Mr. Ravindra to kindly join us on the stage for the next 2 minutes, and he's being inspired by Swami Vivekananda and the former President APJ Abdul Kalam, and has been working with more than 350 government schools and has created 290 students who have reached IIT by his efforts, who could not bear basic education also. Sir, I request 2 minutes, heart to heart, please.
Thank you, sir. Pujya Dr. Pranav Pandya ji, ఈ వేదికలో పాల్పంచుకుంటున్నటువంటి దియా మెంబర్స్కి, నాతోటి యంగ్స్టర్స్కి, ఎల్డర్స్కి నా నమస్సుమాంజలి. వ్యవస్థ మారాలని వందల ఉపన్యాసాలు ఇచ్చిన, వ్యవస్థ మారాలని ఎన్నో సిద్ధాంతాలని, ఆశయాలని సమాజానికి అందించిన వ్యవస్థకు ఆధారం వ్యక్తి. వ్యక్తిలో ఉన్నటువంటి వ్యక్తిత్వమే ఈ వ్యవస్థకు ఆధారం. శీలవంతమైనటువంటి, మానవీయతతో కూడుకున్నటువంటి, సామాజిక బాధ్యతతో, సంవేదనతో కూడుకున్నటువంటి వ్యక్తులని ఈ సమాజానికి అందించగలిగితే ఈ సమాజంలో ఉండబడినటువంటి అసమానతలని, సామాజిక రుగ్మతలకి ఒక సరైనటువంటి పరిష్కారాన్ని ఇవ్వచ్చనేటువంటి ఉద్దేశంతో మనకంటే ముందు మన అస్తిత్వం కోసం, మన ఆకలి కోసం, మన అవసరాల కోసం, మన ఆనందాల కోసం, మన సర్వసుఖ సౌఖ్య భోగ భాగ్య విలాసాల కోసం వాళ్ళ జీవితాలన్నింటినీ కూడా ధారపోసినటువంటి నాటి స్వాతంత్ర సమరయోధులు, సంస్కర్తలు, నేడు పనిచేస్తున్నటువంటి సరిహద్దు సైనికుల అందరి యొక్క త్యాగాలని పుణికిపుచ్చుకొని ఈ వ్యవస్థను మారుస్తే తప్ప ఈ దేశానికి వేరే పురోగతి లేదనేటువంటి ఆశయం నుంచి అంకురించిందే వందే మాతరం ఫౌండేషన్. అది మీరైనా, నేనైనా, ఈ దేశాన్ని లేనటువంటి ప్రధానమంత్రి అయినా ఒక తరగతి గదిలోనే రూపుదిద్దుకోబడతాడు. ఆ పాఠశాలలో, ఆ పసిప్రాయంలో ఈ దేశం పట్ల, ఈ సమాజం పట్ల ఒక నిబద్ధతతో కూడుకున్నటువంటి, జాతీయ భావనతో కూడుకున్నటువంటి ఒక దేశభక్తితో కూడుకున్నటువంటి వ్యక్తిగా తను తయారు చేయగలిగితే ఈ వ్యవస్థకి తాను ఆధారమవుతాడు, ఈ వ్యవస్థకి నేతృత్వం వహించగలుగుతాడు అనేటువంటి ఉద్దేశంతో ఈ జాతి తలరాతని తరగతి గదిలో మార్చాలని చెప్పేసి పాఠశాల విద్యార్థులను లక్ష్యంగా ఎంచుకొని లక్షలాది మంది విద్యార్థుల్లో విలువలని సామాజిక బాధ్యతను అందించేటువంటి ప్రయత్నం జరుగుతుంది. మళ్ళీ మోహన్ దాస్ కరమ్చంద్ గాంధీ గారు పుట్టాలంటే సాధ్యం కాకపోవచ్చు, పూజ్య ఆచార్య మళ్ళీ పుట్టాలంటే అవకాశం లేకపోవచ్చు, వివేకానందుడు పుట్టకపోవచ్చు, రామకృష్ణ పరమహంస పుట్టకపోవచ్చు. అలాంటి వ్యక్తులను ఈ రోజునటువంటి తరగతి గదిలో తయారు చేసి దేశానికి అందించగలిగితే ఈ దేశానికి ఈరోజు పట్టినటువంటి దుర్గతిని, సమస్యలకు అన్నింటికీ పరిష్కారాన్ని అందించగలుగుతానటువంటి ఉద్దేశంతో పని జరుగుతుంది. ఇక్కడ చాలామంది తల్లిదండ్రులు ఉన్నారు. ఈ సందర్భంగా నేను ప్రార్థిస్తూ ఉన్నాను. నా తోటినటువంటి యువకులు కొద్దిమందే ఉన్నారు. జీవితం ఏంటో అర్థం కాకుండా జీవితం గడిచిపోతూ ఉంది. గడిసే చివరి నాటికి జీవితంలో ఏం మిగిలిందని చెప్పేసి వయసు మీరిన తర్వాత నైరాశ్యం మొదలవుతూ ఉంటుంది. భగవంతుడు ఒక గొప్ప కారణం చేత ఈ ప్రపంచం మీదకి పంపించాడు. ఆ కారణాన్ని, కార్యాన్ని పరిపూర్ణం చేయగలిగితే ఇంత క్రితం సోదరి అంజలి గారు చెప్పినట్టుగా, మనోజ్ గారు చెప్పినట్టుగా ఈ జీవితానికి ఒక సుకృతాన్ని, ఒక పరమార్థాన్ని చేకూర్చినటువంటి వాళ్ళమవుతాం. 17 సంవత్సరాల కాలంలోనే ఈ దేశం కోసం జీవితాన్ని త్యాగం చేశాడు మదన్ లాల్ ధింగ్రా. 18 సంవత్సరాల వయస్సులోనే ఈ దేశం కోసం త్యాగం చేశాడు ఖుదీరాం బోస్. 21 సంవత్సరాల 5 నెలల ప్రాయంలోనే ఉరికంబానికి తన తలని వేలాడుకుని ఈ దేశం కోసం దేహాన్ని త్యాగం చేశాడు షహీద్ భగత్ సింగ్. 24 సంవత్సరాల తన జీవితాన్ని ఈ దేశమాత చరణాల చెంత పుష్పంగా సమర్పించాడు చంద్రశేఖర్ ఆజాద్. ఇప్పుడు బలిదానాలు అక్కర్లేదు, బంధుకోలు అక్కర్లేదు. ఈ సమాజం పట్ల సంవేదనతో బాధ్యతాయుతంగా ఆలోచించగలిగితే ఈ దేశం బాగుపడగలుగుతుంది. మనం అవసరమైనటువంటి అన్నం వెనకాల వందలాది చేతులున్నాయి. మనం వేసుకునేటువంటి బట్టల వెనకాల వందలాది చేతులున్నాయి. మన అస్తిత్వం, మన అవసరం, మన ఆకలి వెనకాల ఈ సమాజం అంతా కూడా పనిచేస్తూ ఉంది నిరంతరంగా. ఈ సమాజం కోసం మనం ఏమి తిరిగి ఇవ్వగలుగుతానటువంటి విషయాన్ని ఆలోచించుకోగలిగితే ఈ సమాజం పట్ల ఒక బాధ్యత గుర్తు చేసిన వాళ్ళం అవుతాం. యువతరం శిరమెత్తితే నవతరం గలమెత్తితే ఈ లోకమే మారిపోదా, ఈ చీకటే మాసిపోదా. భలో భారత్ మాతాకి. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Now I request Sri Ashwini Subbarao ji to come onto the dais and thank the presenters, speakers, and also the coordinators of this event. Sri Ashwini Subbarao ji is taking the responsibility of taking Gayatri Pariwar forward in South India, and is also the chairman of Ashwini Group of Companies. Now I request Sri Subbarao ji to thank the presenters and also.
Dear friends, Param Pujya Dr. Saab and all other youngsters, we are so delighted to all of you to see here such a big numbers today you have come. We thank you so much. Dr. Saab, what he told, हम बदलेंगे युग बदलेगा, हम सुधरेंगे युग सुधरेगा. This one, these two slogans, if we daily meditate, we change ourselves. I thank the organizers of DIA. I thank the Shilpkala Vedika management. I thank one and all elderly people who came just now. Doraji has come. He told me, even if it is delayed, I'll come and see our Dr. Saab. So like that, so many elders came, and along with the youngsters, most of the youngsters from different colleges, from different jobs, and teachers also came from various schools. And I thank one and all for all of time that is spent here. I think that you have spent very well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Subbarao-ji. And in fact, without your guidance and your shelter, we would not have come so far. Every step we took forward, you were with us. Thanks a lot for this. I would now like to request all the dignitaries who blessed us to kindly come on stage. His Holiness Dr. Pranav Pandya ji, I request you to kindly join us. Anjali ji, Manoj ji, even David Hogg, we would request all of you to kindly come on the dais. Mr. David Hogg, please join us. And we request our student volunteers and Diya members of Hyderabad group to kindly join us in having a small token of appreciation for each other, because the efforts which have been put forward by all of us together are really unstoppable. Alone we might be strong, but if we become a single force, we become unstoppable. Yes.
It's been a very nice evening, and evening has been really, really very, very delightful. I am also very eager to know the score of IPL, but I know that this is my duty to be here amongst you. And I am really very thankful to Manoj ji and Anjali and David Hogg to be with us and to give us the message of how we can do the constructive works, how we can do the social revolution by various processes. I asked Anjali to become member of DIA and Manoj also to become a member of DIA and to inspire the Hyderabad youth, not only Hyderabad but the whole South. We have to take the whole. I'll ask our dear volunteers, Dr. Nima Nayak, Raja Guru, Garu, Vasudhaiva Sharma, Pratima Srinivas, Ravindran Verma, Indumati, Janardhan Rao, Koteshwar Rao, Panchashil Srinivas Garu, Harsha, CMR Campus, Durga Prasad, Uma Shankar. Let me tell you what they are. Actually, they are coming. Dr. Nima Nayak is NSS coordinator. JNT, you come here, please. Raja Garu.
He is the
event management. He is handling the event management. Yes. Okay. Vasudhaiva Sharma is a focus founder. Pratima Srinivas.
Sir, here.
Pratima Srinivas is the principal Venkateshwar Pharmacy College. She is teaching in that college and she is really, really very much involved in the movements. Sheshadri, MD, Managing Director, please.
He is not well and not joined.
He is not gone.
Not well, he is not joined.
Ravindra Verma, CEO, HR Formula. Ravindra Verma. Kindly clap for all of them actually. Indumati, Akshar Wellness Center. Akshar Wellness Center. She is running acupuncture programs. Just in the Haiti we met and she told me about the wellness which she is achieving. Janardhan Rao, CEO, the global analyst. Koteshwar Rao, industrialist. Panchashil Srinivas Garu, Bharat Vikas Parishad. Oh. And Harsha, CMR Campus. He is outside. He is working as a volunteer. A student leader. And Durga Prasad, MD, Veda Systems. Uma Shankar, student leader NSS. Many claps for you. And KK Raja, who has done all this decoration of the flowers you can see on the stage and all this setting behind. We ask him to come here and accept the clappings. KK Raja. KK Raja is there? He is backstage, he is running the show.
I think it should continue. A round of applause for all of them for their relentless efforts, their meticulous planning, without which it would not be possible. Get more smaller ones. So we welcome new members of Diya family, Hyderabad. I request Gayatri to come forward quickly and help us in felicitating our members today. Sir, we would like to request you to kindly honor the guest today with Gurudev's literature as well. For all the Diya volunteers, and then request Dr. Pranav Pandya ji to kindly offer a shawl to Anjali ji, David and Ravindra ji. We look forward to a lot of learning and mutual exchange of knowledge. And towards the end, I request David, Mr. David is with us, and Mr. Ravindra Garuji is with us. I request M.V.S. Rajuji to kindly offer the bigger memento to Dr. Saab. Rajuji. Dr. Saab, we request you to kindly accept a token of appreciation from Diya Hyderabad. On behalf of Diya Hyderabad, they would like to give you you're actually a torch for us, under whose guidance this Diya has flourished. Thank you, Dr. Saab. Now we request all of you to kindly stand up for the national anthem. We would like to pay tribute to the nation under whose guidance we have been living, under whose shelter. We request all of you to kindly join for the national anthem. Music, stop the music please. Thank you. Let's join for the national anthem. National anthem starts. Jana Gana Mana Adhinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravid Utkal Banga Vindhya Himachal Yamuna Ganga Uchchal Jaladhi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे भारत माता की जय वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम